So we're in the bathroom. This is part 3 of the bathroom renovation. In this basement bathroom I've been working on, I'm going to take you through and show you some of the rough plumbing, the drainage, the water lines, and talk you through how my install went on the rough plumbing. So the nice thing about this is that it's a 2x8 wall. It's a 2x8 wet wall, okay? And so I have plenty of room to work in there, and I can't just rip out all the old plumbing and just do brand new. I just can't. That's not what the owner wants, okay? So I've just tied on at the most convenient spots with the pegs, and I've worked my way down from there. So the rough plumbing is in. Let's start right here. This is for the sink. So you can see the water lines coming in from the old house, and that's where I tied on right there. So what you're looking at from copper to PEX, it's just a solder on fitting. I soldered it on, sweat fitting, okay? And then the other one has the barbs on it where I can do the Uponor expansion fittings. And I really like those fittings. They're really user friendly, and I like the machine I have that puts it on. And we come down here to the stub out for the pedestal sink. There's the drain for the pedestal sink. Just stubbed out of the wall. I'll put the P-trap adapter on later, but it just has that long sweep elbow. And then goes into the drain. We had to clean out the existing pipes, because why would I not clean them out if I have access in there? So we cleaned those out, ran a spray hose through there, jammed a bar through there, knocked all the corrosion and garbage down into the vertical stack there, okay? And see this other water line here, that's why I like the PEX. It's really easy to bend. I just put a little shield on here. I don't know why I did that, just because I could. All that is just another water line that I cut, but I don't know, maybe in case if that rubs or whatever, because there is going to be some flex in the system, but that's going to keep it from wearing that pipe out. Or if somebody else is soldering those pipes later and it heats it up, then maybe it gets this too hot. I doubt it though, because that PEX, it's really durable. You can take these little rings off with a heat gun, but you have to sit there for like 5 or 10 minutes and just do it on 1000 degrees. And so it's not gonna, if the PEX gets hot, it's not gonna damage it. But I just put those little shields on because why not? This right here, just a little, they sell these bends. All this is like a saddle that slips over the pipe. So if I can bend it and I have a big area to bend the pegs, then I'll put those on. But if I have a little area where that bend's not going to work, then I have to put the elbow on. Okay. So this is another one. I just soldered it on right here. Yes, I would have liked to go up and solder it above that existing coupling, but if there's a failure up there, then I have no recourse. And so I gave myself room to work down here, and I soldered it here where I can actually get to it, okay? Because this soldering up in these existing walls, it's a nightmare, okay? You got to put a wet rag back there, and on that one, I didn't have the rag wet enough, and it actually lit the rag on fire, so I had to put the fire out. And you're not supposed to put cold water on the pipes after you're soldering them, but I've tested it and it's not leaking. So I'm just telling you, if you can get away from soldering in these existing walls, don't do it. But the reason I didn't put just a push connection on there, because the solder connection is going to be stronger and going to last longer than the push connection. When I say push connection, I mean like a shark bite. Okay, so that's why I went ahead and I soldered it. So we moved over the toilet a little bit, the toilet valve, because the toilet valve was right in there, and it was really stupid because you couldn't even get in there because it was like behind the toilet to shut it off. So that's why I moved it over, and that's why I jumped over into the next stud bay there. Here's the shower. We got this. So they make the rough shower valve rough body. They make one where you can just directly connect the Uponor fittings right to it. Okay, so that's why I got this one. And this is already all in place. It's already all in one piece. Okay. Then I put the isolation valve on the hot side of the shower, isolation valve on the cold side of the shower, because that way if somebody ever needs to get in here and work on this, they don't have to shut the whole bathroom off. Plus another benefit, and I'm going to recommend this, and I'm going to always do this on any bathroom I'm always going to put an isolation valve on the hot and the cold, because before I get this cartridge in, the hot and the cold is just mixing together, and it's mixing together throughout the whole house. So like if you turn the hot water in the whole house, you're just getting lukewarm. If you turn the cold water on in the whole house, you're just getting lukewarm. But now that I've put these isolation valves, I just shut those, and now the client has true hot water and true cold water in her house. Okay. So then up there we have where the shower head comes out. Okay. And just it's just a little bit off center, because see how I had that existing water line right there, so I can't put my shower head off there. So luckily there's not going to be a vertical grout joint up here where you could trace it with your eye. It's just, it's less than an inch off center. But sometimes you have to do stuff like that in a remodel, because when I set this tub in here, we put a wall. I framed a wall. There was no wall frame. The old tub was just right against the foundation, and anybody that knows anything about construction, that's bad. Okay, but now we'll be able to insulate this wall, and I'm able to mount the tub in correctly. And then we have, while I was in there, I said, let's do a washer and dryer box. So that washer and dryer box is in there. That's the drain. And then we do have a vent. I just vented the tub right there, just with one of those like Schluter. I don't even know what the name of these are anymore, but this is a Odie brand valve. It only lets air into the system when the water's sucking the air, but then it won't let the sewer gas out. So if you don't believe me, you can take one of those off and blow into it and suck into it and see which way the valve works. That's the best way for me to explain that. Okay, so let's go around and we'll look at the plumbing we'll look at the plumbing right here. Don't have the greatest light right there, but this is a really confined area to work. But so I have right down there, I have the P-trap. Okay, I had to bust through the concrete, dig it all out, go up into here, tie into the existing with that special flex coupler, shielded flex coupler. And then while I was right here, I thought, well, let's just put a clean out on this vent line. So there's a clean out there. And then this is the P-trap for that right there, which is my box, my hot and cold shut-off box for the washer and dryer. And now she can stick her discharge hose for the washer there. This is already for the air conditioning, and then we're gonna replumb this. Somebody had just crammed this flexible. It's an overflow for the water heater, but we're gonna replumb this in PEX and put it in there. Okay. And then anyway, back here it's in the wall board's in rough condition, but she doesn't want to replace it, so we are just going to put the washer and dryer back there and call it good enough. So there's the plumbing and the system's under pressure. You do see where the floor is kind of wet. Well, that's because we're living down here. We put the toilet base on, and then we fill the bucket up with water, and we dump the water in the toilet. Okay, so that's why you're seeing water on the floor. All right, but I'm able to monitor these pipes throughout the day and make sure that there's no leaking. We tested the drain yesterday, and everything looks good. So we got a few little things to do here with the electrical. We got to put a condensation fan up there. We have to move the light and little stuff like that, and we'll be ready to start covering up some of this ugly framing and ugly sheetrock with new waterproof sheet, not waterproof, but you know, the water resistant sheetrock. So that's what we'll be doing next. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for part 4. Bye.